In this video, we're going to talk about how to solve a system of three equations with three different variables. So if you can remember from our prereq unit, when we solved a system of two equations with two variables, we use substitution and elimination. I personally prefer elimination, so that's the one I'm going to teach with for this subject. So anyway, we're looking at these three equations and we get to choose whichever letter we want. I am going to choose to cancel out y. And I am going to pick the middle one and the bottom one. And if I want to cancel out y, I have to multiply the middle one by -2. So that will give me positive 6x minus 2y minus 10z equals 10. The bottom one I'm going to leave alone. Negative 4x plus 2y plus z equals 13. And then I'm going to add. And when you do that, you're going to come up with 2x. The y's cancel out. Minus 9z equals 23. Now, our goal is to get to another equation with the exact same two variables, x and z. So to make that happen, that means we must cancel out y again. But this time we have to pick two different equations than what we used the first time. So this time I'm going to pick the top one and the middle one. And if I pick the top one and the middle one, this time I have to multiply the middle one by -3. So then I will come up with, leave the top one the same, negative 5x plus 3y plus 6z equals 4. When you multiply everything on the middle one by -3, you will come up with 9x minus 3y minus 15z equals 15. And this time add these and you come up with 4x, and then the y's are gone, which is what we wanted, and minus 9z equals 19. So now our job is to take the two equations with x and z, and we're going to put them together, and we're going to cancel out either x or z. I'm going to choose x, and to cancel out x, that means I have to multiply the top one here by -2. So that will give me negative 4x plus 18z equals -46. I'm going to leave the bottom one the same. 4x minus 9z equals 19. Add these and your x cancel out. So you come up with 9z equals -27. Divide and we get our first of three answers, which is z equals -3. Now, to find your second answer, you have to use one of the two equations that had just x and z in them. I am going to choose to use 2x minus 9z equals 23. So now I'm going to plug in -3 for the z, which will give me 2x plus 27 equals 23. So 2x equals -4. And I get my second of three answers, which is x equals -2. And then finally, to find your third and final answer, you must go back to one of the three original equations. And I am going to choose the top one. So negative 5x plus 3y plus 6z equals 4. And now I'm just going to substitute in the two answers that I have already found. So -5 times -2 plus 3y plus 6 times -3 equals 4. So 10 plus 3y minus 18 equals 4. 3y minus 8 equals 4. So then we get 3y equals 12. And finally, we get y equals 4. Yay! To write our final answer, we want to write it as a triple ordered. So we're going to write x, y, and z. You always write it in alphabetical order. So our answer would be -2, 4, -3. Okay, so let's go to the middle one. So on the middle one, this time we get to choose whichever variable we want to cancel out. And this time I'm just going to choose x to choose a different letter. So I am going to put the first two equations together, and I'm going to multiply the middle one by -2. So leave the top one alone. Multiply the middle one by -2, and you get -2x minus 8y minus 4z equals -32. Add the two equations together and you get -7y minus 5z equals -27. So now you got to cancel out x again. So pick two different equations. And this time I'm going to pick the bottom two. And I'm going to multiply the middle one by -15. So that will give me -15x minus 60y minus 30z equals -240. Leave the bottom one the same. 15x plus 6y minus 2z equals 12. Add these two together, and you'll come up with -54y minus 32z equals -228. So now our job is to put together the two equations that have just two variables, y and z, and we get to pick one to cancel out. So this one, there's no easy one, so I'm just going to choose y. To make this happen, I have to multiply the top one by 54 and the bottom one by -7. So that will give me -378y minus 270z equals -1458. The next one will be +378y plus 224z equals 1,596. Add those together and you'll get -46z equals 138. Divide that out and we get our first of three answers, which is -3 for z. To find our second answer, remember, go back and pick one of the equations that had just two variables. And I am going to choose -7y minus 5z equals -27. So now I'm going to plug in -3 for z. And then I get -7y plus 15 equals -27. So -7y equals -42. And I get my second of three answers, which is y equals 6. So now, to find your last lovely answer, you must go back to one of the original three equations that has three variables, and I'm going to choose the top one. So 2x plus y minus z equals 5. So now plug in our two answers. So 2x plus 6 minus a negative 3 equals 5. So then you get 2x plus 9 equals 5. 2x equals negative 4. And finally, our third answer is negative 2. So remember to write your answer x, y, z. So negative 2, comma 6, comma negative 3. Yay! So let's go to the third one. Third one kind of scares people because they see fractions and they just don't like it. But don't let the fractions scare you. What we're going to do is we're just going to end up eliminating the fractions first before we even start working the problem out. So if I look at the top equation, the fraction on that one has a denominator of 3. So if I just multiply that entire one by 3, then that will eliminate my fractions. So that will give me 2x plus 6y minus 6z equals 24. And then if I take the middle one and I multiply that one by the denominator to get rid of the fraction, that would also be times 3, which will give me 9x plus 1y plus 3z equals negative 18. And then your third equation doesn't have any fractions, so I'm not going to do anything to that. I'm just going to leave that one alone. So now I would like you to pause this video and you try the third one by yourself. And hopefully you came up with the same answer I did. Thanks for viewing.